What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back with another video on the channel, and today I'm already laughing. Here he goes. Okay, we made chili shepherd's pie. This was a freestyle, and look, let me just take you through the process and we'll talk about it. I had originally intended to make chili and cornbread until I realized I didn't have the cornbread mix, so I couldn't make the cornbread. And it was too late because I already had the stuff on, so I was like, okay, well, what if I just kind of freestyle this into something else? So this is what we came up with anyway. We started off with our ground beef. We browned it off, we seasoned it, we added a little bit of tomato paste, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, usual suspects that go in the chili. And of course, we added the tomatoes. I went to go start my cornbread. While I was gonna let that start simmering, I realized I didn't have cornbread mix. I thought I bought it. I don't know what happened. So we took an L on that. So I quickly was like, okay, what can I do? I had some instant mashed potato mix. So I said, okay, returning to a shepherd pie. I had the mixed vegetables, which I then added to the chili mixture, and I added a little bit of cheese to that, stirred it up and let that simmer. We put that in the bottom of the pan. And then we had our instant mashed potato mix, which I added some almond milk, a little bit of sour cream, and butter. Right now, I can't believe it's not butter, as well as the same kind of chili powders and things that we would put in there, and of course cheese, which I then stirred up, and we poured that on top of our ground beef mixture. Then we add a fork. I thought I was getting cute at this point. So I had the fork, and I started making little, fork things because it looks cool, and I felt like, okay, I'm finna be a chef. Nah. And we added some salt, pepper, paprika, chili powder to the top of that. And then I went and started freestyling some more. I had some Parmesan. I have a bunch of Parmesan. If you've noticed, I've been throwing it on stuff. So I added the Parmesan, and then I had some bacon pieces, which I put on top of that. We slipped that into the oven for 350 for 30 minutes. Same way you would make a shepherd's pie. This is what came out. Now, I don't know how it tastes yet. I did scoop some out because I saw that's how a lot of people, I didn't want to eat out of the hot tray. So I scooped it out, and that's what you see here. But here's where I screwed up, and I'll be honest about this. People say, oh, do you ever mess up on certain things? Like, yeah. What usually happens when I mess up is it doesn't necessarily taste bad. What happens is I either make something too watery, which is in this case, or I make something where it didn't, nail the consistency that I wanted. But the taste isn't necessarily bad. That's the problem with this. I already know what I did. I didn't let the chili get thick enough. I should have let it simmer for a lot longer, but you know me, I ain't got time for that. So if I'd have let it simmer for a lot longer and I added a little bit more to thicken the chili up, it wouldn't have gotten runny and then went through my freaking potatoes, which I also had a little bit too much liquid in because I wanted to make it easier to spread. You're also supposed to, when you make a shepherd's pie, or cottage pie in this case. It's not actually shepherd's pie. If you don't know, cottage pie is just using beef instead of lamb's meat. That's the difference between the two. So I didn't make the potatoes thick enough, so it just turned into this freaking runny kind of thing. So when I scooped it out, man, look, y'all asked for transparency, bro. Here it is. Look, would you eat that though? It's an L, but I don't think it's gonna taste bad because I've made chili and I've made mashed potatoes, so I'm just gonna figure it out. The cornbread would have smacked too, I know it, but we move. You can probably tell that I'm slightly annoyed, but at the end of the day, I don't care. I'm not a freaking chef. Here I am, and you guys have always asked about things that I necessarily, so I'm being my own food critic. I messed up, but hopefully it still tastes good and I can eat it, because if I can't, this is just gonna be me not being happy. I probably won't finish this whole thing. Transparency beforehand, and not because I don't like it. This is before I try it. I won't finish it because I'm annoyed. I don't want to be on camera right now, but I'm filming this, man. We move. Y'all want the errors, all that stuff. I'm not here to be fake. That's why we do this. Anyway, all right, let's get in here. It's hot. See the steam, but here, get in here. There's chili on there too. It's just runny as hell. I hope I'm gonna burn my mouth too. Please don't be nasty. It's actually pretty good. It is actually pretty good. I like that Parmesan, which is weird because it doesn't go with chili at all. The chili is actually damn good too. The biggest error is the damn potatoes. I already know it. Because they were instant and I didn't mash up potatoes and boil them and go through the whole thing again because I'm freestyling, I didn't make them thick enough. So the potatoes just don't have that same consistency that I was looking for, but it does taste good. It's actually damn good. It's actually really good, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't serve this to anybody though. And the reason I wouldn't serve this to anybody, again, because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, my candles is running, I'm gonna smack somebody. Oh, we move. I'm not gonna lie though, it kind of smacks. It does. I really want cornbread. The chili is actually damn good, bro. It's damn good. Is this? See? Aye. That's what it was supposed to look like, but it's not. Bringing in the points with the consistency, bro. Holy fucking hot. Hot. I want the smoke. Come on. This one's cool. That's why I put it in here. I didn't want to eat out of this because I know it's going to burn the hell out of my mouth. And y'all know how I get down, man. I'm not trying to take 4 hours to cook something. If I really wanted this to pop off, it would have taken about an hour, at least an hour and a half to cook the chili to let it get that thickness. And I wasn't doing that. This is good though. I just think about it like I'm eating chili with mashed potatoes at this point. Tasty chili with mashed potatoes. Here you go. One more time. See it? See how I got running? Still pound though. The bacon adds a nice little salt to it. I'm gonna do this again though. I know I can make this fire. But I might come through with the cornbread, to be honest. I wanted cornbread, bro. You have no idea. You know how you be in the mood for something? And for the first time in my life, I'm in the first black house of my own, that I didn't have the freaking blue box. Y'all know the blue box. If you know, you know. I always have the blue box. I don't know when I didn't have the blue box. You should have seen me. It was cooking, bro. I was ready. I had everything ready to go. I had all the other ingredients. I was ready to make my... That's good, though. I was ready to make the cornbread. I was like, yo, cornbread's finna bang. I was ready. Hell. I haven't had cornbread, like real cornbread, like homemade cornbread, probably since Easter. Because I don't make cornbread in my house, really. But I thought I had a blue box. It's funny, because as this gets cool, it's starting to thicken up. Maybe I just didn't let it, because it seeped through. Y'all saw the picture. It ain't supposed to seep through. You're supposed to have enough potatoes on the top and have it thick enough so that it doesn't bubble up. But it's also supposed to be, when you make a shepherd's pie, or a cottage pie. I don't want anybody, because I know people like to be like, oh, it's actually, yes, it is a cottage pie. But when you make one, you're supposed to make a roux, add flour, and it's obviously supposed to cook down so that it's thick. It has to be thick or else it will bubble through. And you don't want that. And the potatoes have to be thick enough as well, so that it doesn't. So it creates like a crust. But if you really want it to pop off again, I'm just going through the whole thing. The potatoes should be cool, one. And a lot of people actually assemble it and they will either refrigerate or freeze it and then they'll bake it. I did none of that. So this is what it is. But it is good. And I'm always gonna be like transparent about stuff. If I thought this was trash, I swear to you I would have stopped eating it. I'm not finna make myself look good. I just trash my own dish. But sometimes people do come through. You know, I try to read the comments as much as I can, and people are like, yo, do you really like everything you cook? Yeah, I do. It's easy when you cook for yourself. Like, if I was cooking for you, you might think something was nasty, but I know what I like, how spicy I want something, how much garlic I want in something. You get what I'm saying? How much salt I want in something. Cooking for other people is where there's a degree of difficulty. But when you're cooking for yourself, if you go home from school or work or whatever, and you go in the fridge and you slap together something that makes absolutely no sense, and you eat it, you like it. You get what I'm saying? Or do y'all make sandwiches? Being honest, do y'all make sandwiches where y'all are like, or like a pasta, and you're like, oh, this shit is nasty, I'm finna throw this out? Do y'all do that? I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but I've never done it. And I've eaten some weird stuff in my life, you know? Like, I used to make like toast. This one, I feel like everybody would think this was good though. But, you know, younger days, those kind of days when you're like, you know, you really got a lot and you finna put a meal together. I used to make like French toast, but it wasn't French at all. I used to take a piece of white bread, put it in a toaster, and then if I had it, which sometimes I didn't, or I would just put like sugar on it, right? And, or like cinnamon if I had it. And then I would put syrup on it and I was like, yo, this is French toast. It was good. Or, God knows what I've thrown in ramen in my years. I've thrown everything you could possibly think of in ramen. In college, high school, grade school. I was like the ramen chef, the OG. I was putting. This is actually really good. Not just casually just. I'm going, try you like half, bro. I'm still annoyed. I'm annoyed. But, you know, it ain't nothing to like. But, see what I'm saying? It's starting to tighten up. It ain't nothing to, you know, get all bent out of shape about. But, you know, as a person who just, my personality and everything is I don't necessarily like to, look, it's starting to, see that? I don't really like to do bad. You know what I mean? I don't like to mess up. And I'm my own worst critic, you know. There's things that I've noticed about myself over the years that no one else has noticed, and, you know, I've tried to improve. But I feel like that's where progress is made in life, you know? Like, to me, no matter what happens in my life, whether it was like my first jobs when I got out of school, as an athlete, you know, in Pee Wee, like little youth football, basketball, baseball, all that, high school sports, all the way through playing ball in college. I never got fazed when people yelled at me, like my coaches and stuff, because I was already mad at myself. I was already gonna fix it. It's always good to have other people tell you stuff because sometimes you don't see it. But a lot of times, like when I was playing ball in college, if I missed a tackle, I didn't even have to look at the damn coach. I was already mad. I wasn't gonna miss again. But sometimes you gotta take L's to take dubs. That's just life. So it was funny when I got to college. There was like so many of my teammates, especially the freshmen, because when you're the young guys, you know, in my case I was 17 as a freshman, but most of my teammates that were freshmen were 18. They're not used to that. Like, when you get to school, bro, some coaches, college is, it ain't high school. If you play high school sports, you know, coaches get on you, but it's a lot more meticulous and attention detail oriented in college because it has to be. The level of play has went up. And when you play at any school, in my case, I played at like a good school and, you know, on a winning team, like there was expectations right out the door. And they don't care how young you are. And you can't get away with like being fast and stuff. And when you get there, everybody's good. You know, if you were the man in high school, there's 100 kids that was the man in high school, all in the locker room. Like, so a lot of kids couldn't take that criticism. You coach, and you mess up on a play. I don't care how young you are. Your first play, coach gonna get at you. When you yelled at me, I didn't care because number one, I got yelled at my whole damn life. And number two, I know I messed up. So I was already like, all right, let's do it again. You know. So it was an adjustment. I think that's the biggest one though in school. For a lot of people, you don't realize, yo, you ain't the man no more. Like, you got a scholarship to a big school. Congratulations. So did I. And so did the other 100 people on this team. So, I'll never forget when I was a freshman. Actually, I wasn't a freshman. I was a senior. But it kind of like dawned on me that time that we had this highly recruited kid come in. He was a wide receiver. And he looked the part. You know, like 6'3", shredded. Honestly, I'm not even joking. Like, you don't see them in 18-year-old kids look like Terrell Owens. You don't know what Terrell Owens is. Like, Terrell Owens was, might be before some of y'all time, but in the 2000s, you know, he was like the man. Like, he's one of the best wide receivers ever. God body type of dude, you know. He's still, till this day, he's in his 40s and he still looks like that. So, anyway, this dude in particular, you know, first day at camp, the first time we had like actual padded practices where, as you say, live, meaning you can hit, block, like hurt, whatever. He got, as you would, I'm starting to say football slang, but he got his welcome party. We called it, he got baptized. Like, he got in for his first reps and he got like, bow. You know, it happens. Everybody gets their welcome to football moment. High school, Pee-wees, whatever. So he got his. And after practice, there's this team meeting where before you break off into your individual positions, I'm not trying to like use big stuff, but you meet as a team. So there's a amphitheater type college setting where there's, you know, rows from the bottom all the way up, and there's about 100 people in one room, cramped. So it gets kind of chippy in there. You get it because you're in camp and nobody wants to be there. It's hot. You don't want to go to sleep. So they were getting at this kid because he was chirping, talking trash the whole practice about how good he was before he even got on the field. When he got in, he got his. Bow, got hit. It happened. Like, you're going to get teased as a freshman. I'm not talking hazing, none of that stuff. But teased. People are going to run their mouth and, you know, because you're a rookie. That's the way it is. When I was a rookie, I got yelled at and so on and so forth. But, you know, nothing like harmful. Just banter. Every team does it. You do it in high school. So, whole team was like, yeah, I saw that. You got baptized. You got blah, blah, blah. Everybody. He stood up. He got real, like, chesty. That's the verb where you start puffing your chest out and you turn red, the veins pop out your forehead, and he's yelling. And I'm not going to bombard. Anyway, he was from Florida. He's like, shut up, I'm from Florida, bro. You know, the whole thing, I'm all-state, all-American cub, blah, blah. What a lot of players don't realize is the coaches are usually standing right outside. They can hear everything that's going on. In case things get out of hand, which sometimes there's been altercations, but nothing too serious, like just shouting matches. So I guess when he started shouting, the coaches started to come in and they heard the last part of him talking about how he was, because he was like on all those like prep lists and, you know, rivals.com and all that stuff. So coach comes in yelling. I'm not impersonating him because that'll be a dead giveaway. I can't do it. But he said, you know, I'm not even going to do the voice. I'm trying not to right now. He said, sit down. I'm doing my voice. So he sat down and he said, oh, you think you're cool because you were, you know, he started naming off all the stuff. He said, go ahead, tell us what you were. So he said, he tells her all, he's super prep and blah, blah, blah. All these, you know, highly recruited kids. He was a good athlete. And then he said he was all-state. Right? No, first team all-state was the last thing he said. He goes, oh, first team all-state, right? So he looks at the kid and then he looks at the whole team. He goes, everybody stand up who was first team all-state. 98 kids stood up. 98 kids. There were 2 kids sitting down. You know how I know? Because I won them. I won them all state in high school. '98 kids. Now at that point, I was a starter on the team and a captain, but I wasn't all state. His point was, so he actually sees, you know, the 2 kids that were sitting down were me and another kid. The other kid was literally like in the major leagues farm system as well. Captain. 2 kids. He said, you think about gives a shit you were all state here? You're just another one now. Shut up and do your job. And that resonated with me for a long time till this day because it made me kind of realize that no matter how hot, like, it's where my mindset comes from. I never think that I'm better than anybody. You know? Like, no matter how hot and cool, good looking, fit, you know, wealthy you are, there's always somebody above you. So what are you bragging for? You know? And these days it's kind of changed that because everybody's has a little bit of vanity. You know, social media has changed a lot of stuff. It's made it a lot easier for people to get hit on. You know, everybody equates their life, how cool they are with the amount of followers they have, what's in their bank account, what car they drive, you know. And I'm going back in. This shit's good. I'm gonna get one more piece. It's fire. Damn, that is actually good. All right, anyway, you know, everybody that acts like that, there's always somebody. You think you can, you know, you bench press, you know, a lot of dudes are, how much do you bench? Oh, I bench press, you know, 315 pounds, blah, 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 right? Like, there's another dude that's over there benching 315 for like sets of 20. you know, or a woman, you know, that'll say, you know, I don't really know how women brag, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. What do y'all brag about? I know women brag, I'm not being stupid, but, you know, like, man culture is usually how strong you are, how much money you are, stuff like that. You know, oh, well, I have 1 million followers. Like, there's somebody out there with 2 million followers. There's somebody out there with 100 million followers. Like, on the grand scale of stuff, you ain't shit. So, you know, humble yourself and you know, take the... I'm not saying don't be a human. Like, you're allowed to get offended if people say sideways shit to you. I'm saying don't act like you're better than somebody because of some superficial shit. The only thing you should be worried about is your character and taking care of your own business, you know. In my opinion, take care of yours. Take care of the people around you care about. Yeah, but it starts with you, you know. In this age, people love throwing stones when they live in a glass house. Like, that's an old saying, and it still stands to this day. But it's even worse now because people get behind the burner accounts and they yap, yap, yap. Or, you know, some people have a large following and they yap, yap, yap. Now, I'm not saying that the person with a large following isn't allowed to, if somebody says some offensive stuff to them, clap back. You do that at your own risk. A lot of people think they can say whatever the hell they want on the internet, and when they talk back to them, then they're like, you gotta be able to take the criticism. What the fuck, I don't. I didn't sign up to take criticism. That's not how it works. I know people think that way, but don't ever like start flexing like, oh, well, I got a Beamer, or oh, I got a Maserati, or Maserati's a crap car, Ferrari, so on. It reminds me of a status. I remember this was like in the 2010s, you know, probably right about 2010, right when Drake started to pop off. Like, Drake really went from to, you know, Champagne Poppy Drake. And he wrote a tweet and it said, the first million is the hardest, right? You know, he was feeling himself. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can feel yourself, but I think there still has to be a little bit of, but when you're Drake, you know, you think that. But at this point, you flexing money. You don't want to flex money around certain people. And I'll never forget this too. A man that goes by the name of T. Boone Pickens, at this point, is a billionaire. I'm talking in 2010. As of 2019, actually, T. Boone Pickens passed away. But T. Boone Pickens was a billionaire. Philanthropist, if you're familiar with Oklahoma State University, huge benefactor to them. He had bread. So T. Boone Pickens said, he replied with the mention. I didn't even know he was using Twitter, but I seen it. I was like, oh. T. Boone Pickens said, wait, he said, try your first billion, son. Look it up. I'm not joking. Look this up on the internet. I don't think he said son, but I just added the son because it's time. But I think he said, like, wait until your first billion. And at that point, like, if you're Drake, even though you popping, like, what you finna say? Would have been funnier if, like, Bill Gates was like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? So there's always somebody that's on the food chain. So just stay humble. Like, you don't know everything. I damn sure don't know everything. You know, you guys have told me things that I don't know. And yes, I have clapped back at people in the comments. Like I said, there is absolutely no law that says because you watched my video that you're allowed to be rude to me behind a burner account. I know people think that stuff is funny, which is cool. Hey, but I have every right to block you from commenting, or say something back. Which, if you catch me at the wrong time and you say something, I might say something back because I'm a human being, you know. And I try my best not to. I won't lie about that. I'm being real. I try my best not to. But sometimes people say stuff and I know they're just hiding behind the screen trying to be tough. Like, you wouldn't say that to my face. I'm not saying because I'm stronger and can beat you up. It's just I don't think most people have the stones to say that to somebody's face. I don't. I don't disrespect people like that. I might defend myself, but I will never disrespect a stranger, especially on the internet, but in real life either. Just because I have no reason to. It's just I was raised better than that. And it don't make me feel better, so I don't do it. If I don't have anything nice to say on some random stuff I've seen on the internet, I just don't say anything. I am the first. I'm real, bro. I am not a phony person. I see a lot of stuff on the internet I don't like on a daily basis. I do. I just keep it moving. I might say something to myself, like, this is stupid as hell. But I'm not gonna write, hey, this is stupid as hell. I think that's corny. Case in point. There was a dude today on my Instagram. He deleted the comment. I was talking about the food I had yesterday, right? The pizza had mozzarella on it, which is how I pronounce mozzarella. He wrote, "You're corny AF. Why would you write mozzarella like that?" And then he wrote another comment that said, "You're lame. I'm unfollowing." One, you were already following me. How long were you following me to not know that I pronounce shit like that? Two, what? Like, I actually wrote back. That wasn't mean. Because that kind of person to me, that's small PP energy. And usually with small PP energy and you do stuff like that, you have small PP tendencies, which means you're probably not feeling good about yourself. And that's the truth. Like, I know that. So I wrote, listen, man, I hope your day gets better. I'm from North Jersey. I was raised around a lot of Italian people. My best friend is Sicilian. And I wrote this, and I was like, my best friend is Sicilian, and I've been saying it like that my whole life. I said, I wish you the best. And that's all I wrote. Because I know where that came from. Could you, like... Now, some of you write things in the comment, too, because you know that there's people that downvote, like, within the first 5 minutes of my videos and stuff. I'm not feeling like, that's fine, you know. But you guys will be like, how can somebody downvote someone which... I don't have that big of an account. Like, I'm not like some person with millions of followers where, like, there's just thousands of people watching within the first, 5 minutes of a video. So, I do know that there's people that watch all my videos and literally downvote and do things. They mass report my posts on Instagram. I know they do. I don't care. But, you understand, like, that whoever does stuff like that, what has to be going through their brain? How down they must be. So I try my best to still not, because I don't want to be a reason that somebody gets even more sad. Because it's not gonna make me feel better. It doesn't make me feel better to make other people feel like shit. It never will. I'd rather make you feel like better about yourself. But if you are a jerk, I might clap back, but I still won't. Oh man, that's fucking good. Hey, I'm mad, but it's good. I thought it was gonna get half. Look at that. Let's tighten it up now. Look at this, see? See what I'm saying? Don't fall. Make me look bad. I probably should just let it cool. And I think the mashed potatoes are thicker over here. Bro. Damn, that's good. So I'm gonna make this again. 100%. But at the end of the day, you watch my videos. Whether you love me or don't like me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Like, you don't have to watch, and I know that. So the fact that there's even one person that watches videos from start to finish is dope, And I try my best to at least acknowledge people in the comments and stuff, but I'm human. I got a job where I'll be working. A lot of y'all when you start commenting and stuff, like, I try to get to it, but I'm at work, stuff happens. But I think most people know by now, like, if you've been watching, like, I don't want to say the curse word. I'm trying not to curse, but I can't help it sometimes. I mess with all y'all. Damn, that's really actually good. Let me get one more bite right here. Remember I said I'd do this with, like, cake? I'd be doing this. I just did it. Low key fire. I'll make this again, bro. It's been a bang. Anyway. I want to do it with cornbread, though. Chili and cornbread, if you never had it. And honey on corn. I want cornbread, bro. I'll have to have cornbread soon. ASAP. Thanksgiving coming up. I gotta put my order in for my family. I got another auntie. Not the one I be messing all the food up. Got another auntie. She makes some bomb cornbread. She do like different kinds. She got a jalapeno cornbread. She got a bacon cornbread. And then she got the OG cornbread. So damn good. My boy Sam, trying to hit my aunt up, asked for some damn cornbread. I got mad. I said, this is for me, bro. What are you talking about? Hey, this is actually, you can see, this isn't cap, bro. I sat here, it's fire. Consistency is shit, but everything else was good. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff to do before tomorrow, before work. So I gotta get up on out of here. Thank y'all for watching again. A lot of y'all keep commenting about the whole 20,000 subscriber thing. Like, that's wild. I remember I was like, damn, I might hit 5,000 subs. That was like, well, not long ago. But thank you guys so much, man. We'll be back. More content. I love y'all. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.